Okay, so to make the drawing for your speaker, first you need to verify that you have all of your components individually listed and that there are no interferences. Once you're sure that your speaker is ready and you've decided that this is the speaker that you want to print, you're going to start with your first component, you're going to right click on it, and you're going to click on Create Drawing. It'll make you save your work. We're going to create a new drawing from scratch, and you're going to make it size A, 11 by 8.5, the second choice. Click OK. And this is going to take just a minute to load. When the drawing comes in, there's a couple things we're going to need to do. Okay, so here's my drawing. My component's still loading. There it is. Now that looks really small. And if I look over here in my drawing view window, I can see that the scale is 1:4. I need to make sure that the scale is 1:1. So there's my first piece, and I'm going to click and OK. Now, everything that is on this piece of paper, the laser is going to cut. We don't want the laser to cut the border, so I'm going to click on it, and on my keyboard, I'm going to push the delete button. I don't want the laser to cut this table either, so I'm going to click on it, and on my keyboard, I'm going to push the delete button. So now that that table and the border's out of the way, I can move this down better. And these components that you're placing, they can take up the whole page. The laser is 100% efficient. There's no lost material, so you can put stuff right up next to each other and right up to the edge. Now, I'm going to go back to my speaker. So up here at the top of the screen, I clicked on my speaker, and I'm going to go to my second component. I'm going to right-click and create drawing. I do not want to create a new drawing. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to go to that untitled drawing I already started. I don't want to create a new sheet. I want to put this piece on sheet 1 also. So I'm going to click OK. Now when this comes in, I have to change the scale again. I'm going to make it 1:1. And you can go ahead and click it right here so they overlap. That's okay. We'll move it in just a second. Up here in Modify, I can rotate. So I'm going to click on this piece, and I'm going to transform it and rotate it. Pick a corner that you want to rotate around. And if you can see it rotating, I want to rotate it about, so that it's facing this direction. I'm going to zoom out and pan my screen over so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to click OK because I'm done rotating. And now I'm going to move this piece up into that portion of the sheet. Okay, so this sheet looks like it's pretty well full. If there's a couple more little pieces of your speaker that you could fit in there in the blank space, go ahead and fit more pieces in there. Use as much of the wood as you can and fill it all up. Once your first sheet is full, you can go to the second sheet. And a lot of you have slanted faces. So this face, straight up and down. This face, straight up and down. My base is flat across the bottom. This face right here is at an angle. So we're going to have to do a trick to make it place on that drawing properly. So if you have any slanted faces, you're going to have to click on them. And down here, there's a symbol that looks like a book, and it says Look At. You're going to have to click on Look At, so it orients this to be perfectly flat looking at you. And then over here in your browser where it says Named Views, you're going to right-click and make a new named view. I'm going to call this Top Slanted Face. Okay, and that way I know what it is. Now, I'm going to find that component. So this is component 5. I'm going to create the drawing for this component. I'm still going to my untitled drawing, but I am gonna make a new sheet now because my other sheet was almost full. So I'm gonna make a new sheet. And when it comes over to the drawing, it wants to update, so we'll click OK. Now down here at the bottom, you'll notice there's my first page. Here's my second page, so I can see that I'm on my second page. And now here's that slanted face. It's trying to pull it in on a slant. But remember, I changed the view. I made a named view. So over here in orientation, I can hit the drop-down menu There's my view that says top slanted face. See how it's flat now? That is the only way to make that come in flat. And if it doesn't come in flat, the laser can't cut it. Also, don't forget to change the scale to 1:1. Place that view. It's hanging off the page a little bit, so I'm going to slide it over. That's better. Okay, so keep going back and forth between your model and your drawing. Place every single component. Once you have all of your components placed on 2 sheets, you only get 2 sheets, so make them fit. If they don't fit, then it's not, your design isn't going to work. You're going to have to make some changes. But your design has to be able to fit on 2 sheets for it to be correct and within spec. So good luck with your drawing, guys.